Alright guys, welcome to the Red Cup number 2 of May. My name is Counterfeit here with D-List to finish out our weekend of MC5 action. D-List, how you doing on this wonderful day?
You know what, Counterfeit? I am actually doing great. I'm happy to be here and to spend more time with one of my good friends.
Why?
My other personality, of course.
Ah, well, I hope your other personality is doing well. We have plenty of personalities on display today in our official ESL competition. D-List and other D-List. Who have we got on the cards?
Well, you know, it's actually Jesper and D-List. It's two personalities. Anyway, we have a private clan coming in from, I believe it is Italy, and below them, private clan going into the semifinals straight up. It's going to be Traitor versus VOL. Victory of Lords is done. You know what, Counterfeit? I believe this is going to be something that's going to excite you. But Traitor, they're from the UK. It's our first our first team from the United Kingdom. They're going to be playing today. We also have New Era coming in from the United States of America, and a Vision Red coming in from Iraq. And to round out things in the lower quarterfinal, No Last Chance and Shadow Family or something like that. So Croatia versus the United Kingdom. So we're gonna actually have two United teams from the United Kingdom today.
Yes, it is a big special day for myself. Don't usually get very many teams coming in from the United Kingdom to play, but hopefully we shall see some good stuff today. So let's see. Let's go for... Yeah, I imagine we're probably going to see... So, Vol is done, appears to just be the Vol team. So, I think we're quite likely to, based on their previous performance, see them in the semi-finals. So, what do you reckon? New Era and Vision Red, or No Last Chance and our friends with the impronounceable names?
I think we should go for No Last Chance, just to actually see a team from the United Kingdom play for once.
Alright. Let's just let our admin today, Aviator Featured, know what's going down. But while we wait for that first match to come in, we're going to get you guys into our first community game of the day. We'll be running community games all the way through as and when we can, mostly between the various series that are going on. So please do come and join us on iOS with the passkey ESL123. We'll get this started once we've got a few people in, and all of y'all can come and join in as soon as possible.
Thank you. Can I play as well, Peter?
Well, it depends. Are you in the form of a D-List or the form of the Jesper?
Well, I think I'm in the form of a D-List this time around, but I unfortunately do not have an iOS device.
Savage. Absolutely savage.
Actually, I do have an old iPhone, but I'm not even sure if it's able to like run MC5. Let alone like have my fat fingers on that screen.
Hey man, this is a safe space. No finger shaming here. Don't worry. Welcome to our first lobby. We're headed for a free-for-all on the streets, as is our tradition here. So if any of you guys have any community games you'd like to play, do let us know in the chat. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Mob Crush, and we'd love to hear what you all have to say. Did actually hear that received a request for Traitor versus Vol in the chat, so I will ask if we can get that, since that was by request.
You are a good man, Peter. Have you ever been told that?
So many times.
I could imagine. Because you are a good man.
Especially by my alternate identity, which is me with not a mustache, but with a little furry cat, so I'm very jealous of my alternate identity. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, Nova Taylor. Hola a todos. How you guys doing? And Eric Chung, you'd like to play MC5 with us? Well, you're in the right place. Of course, any of you guys who are Mortal Kombat Versus fans, you're more than welcome. We all share the same social channels. I hope that you'll still enjoy today's competition. Alright, so we've asked Aviator for that Traitor versus Vol match, so we'll do our best to bring you that one. But yeah, we'll get at least a chance to see some of our British fellows. Let's actually have a look and see. So Vol is done, it just literally just seems to be the Vol team. But Traitor,
yeah.
Let's see. Kiryu is the leader. I'll have a look and see where they're from. Okay. So, if any of you guys are unaware, the tournaments that take the teams that take part in the tournaments don't necessarily have to be from somewhere specific. Like, as in they don't have to have a certain amount of players to sort of represent a certain country. So I was curious to see who the British teams were composed of, if there were any familiar faces in there, because we tend to get a lot of teams kind of coming and going. Some ones like Victory of Lords that stick around for a very long time, and other ones that kind of change week by week. Sunny Golem, welcome, welcome. Ah, Nova Taylor, you're a Modern Combat Versus fan. Ah, that's great. Hopefully at some point there'll be some Modern Combat Versus tournaments on the stream. Alright, we've got a couple of people. Ah, Salvador, there we go. So, now we've got a few more bodies in here. I'll throw out one more chat invite in global chat. Then we'll get this one started. And we can just talk through a little bit of the tournament while we let you guys play on stream. Whew. Let's see, so Private Clan, they are our #1 seed today. And yes, they were the winners of the first May Cup, beating out New Era, Vol and Vision on their way there. So expect big things from them. Let's get our first community game started. Sunny Golem. I always feel bad to see Sunny Golem. It's always looking for a community match, so I'm glad we're able to start off with that right thing. You can see here, got that big stack of HP, which saves Sunny Golem there with that armor pack. Gadge will be the one to pick up the first kill. Of course, you guys can come and join in this all the way up to the end. With it being a free-for-all, I definitely recommend getting in here as quick as possible. As Zilu goes up the stairs, nice little Jadestone boss, quite survived the experience. Ah, Hero Gaming Simon and Pose. And Black Zone, welcome, welcome. Troll SSB. Everybody, welcome to the stream. We'll get our first ESL match started. As I said, we'll hopefully be showing the Victory of Lords versus Traitor game. But we'll see how it goes. Private Clan have got that bye through the first round because we've got 7 teams playing here today. So we'll get the quarterfinals done, and then we'll hopefully be able to bring you as much of the quality matches we've got here today.
Yep. Crossing our fingers, guys. Obviously, a lot of good MC5 action will be coming your way shortly, and hopefully soon. Arr.
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 I was curious what people will be doing in the free-for-alls. It looks like, I mean, Recon certainly is traditionally a very, very powerful one because you can avoid getting shown up on the radar pretty much at all. Sonic Golem, I respect for bringing the commander into play. It's not the most obvious of choices, especially because in the free-for-all, by definition, you're taking fire from multiple different directions, so that shield's not going to really keep you safe unless you're very careful in your deployment. Hey, yeah, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then hey, at least we get to see more commanders, and that makes me happy.
Well, I know that you are a bit of a commander yourself, because I know you play, what's it called, Magic the Gathering. So you're a bit of a commander yourself.
Wow, that was a strange connection there.
Wait, aren't you called the commander in Magic the Gathering?
That's... let's stop. Jeez. But, sure, no.
Okay, well... I stand corrected.
Well, Sunny Golem actually doing pretty well for themselves. Now, you know, Geneless, I don't know who I should be addressing with at any given point now that we've established that you have this alternate identity thing going on. Well,
Dude, talking about alternate identities, I think I have like 3 alternate identities because I have 3 different Instagram accounts.
Oh man.
I'm a slave for modern society and the social media apparently.
Well, if you were to define, what's from where you stand, and then again, I guess maybe I have to direct this question to both of your distinct personalities.
Well, first off, I'm sitting down.
Oh, well, this changes everything.
God damn it!
What's the difference between D-List and Jesper?
Well, the name, of course.
Sure. But what's
I would, and Jesper isn't an esports person.
He's not.
Daedalus is an esports person. Daedalus is an esports commentator. Jesper is a guy who's a swimming coach and a handicap helper, and now also a climbing instructor as of yesterday. Hey,
congratulations!
Thank you.
And for all of you guys who are out there watching the stream at the moment. Well, Daedalus. No, wait. Say Jesper. Speaking as somebody who's just had a significant personal accomplishment, what would you say to the guys in the audience who perhaps have their own trials or tests coming up? What do you think helps you achieve your dreams?
Guys, relax, prepare yourself well, and don't do like me in an exam situation where once I get nervous, I start to talk even more than I usually do, and I also tend to speak faster. Like, I was told yesterday after my exam that I did pretty well, but I need to learn how to shut up as well.
Well, I guess, there are some situations where that's a good thing. Some situations where perhaps silence is golden.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's have a look and see. We've actually got a pretty good spread in this one. So Garge, Zilu, Sunny Golem, all pretty close up the top of the scoreboard, along with LOL, who I think joined a little bit late. It was impressive that they've gotten as far as they have. And I don't know how Sunny Golem's managed to stay alive in the middle of this. Of course, as I say that, he will not. Please, so what's Garge 1 doing that's getting them ahead? Interesting, they've actually only got that one core.
Yeah, well, some people just like to play on hard mode.
There's a question from Boy Cheetah over on Facebook. Is this mobile? Yes, we're playing on iOS at the moment. So if you've got an iOS device, you can come and join in. We'll of course be running the ESL competition shortly, which you would have to sign up for through the ESL site. Unfortunately, for today's tournament, sign-ups have been closed. But if you're interested in taking part in an official ESL competition, of which there's prizing for every single tournament that's played, then I definitely recommend looking to sign up through the ESL page. Or if you don't have a team, then you can go across to the ESL Discord or ESL MC5 Discord rather, and find yourself some buddies to play with there. Nemdol Ferox, the game is very interesting, but seeing this horror, he plays a machine gun and changes it to a gun. I feel like maybe something lost in translation there.
How can you change a gun into a machine gun?
Oh yeah, maybe a different gun.
It sounds like something straight out of like a Sylvester Stallone movie. Well, I'm just saying that like Sylvester Stallone is what like Rambo. He tends to do like a bunch of crazy stuff. Have you ever seen Cliffhanger?
No, that's one of the ones I haven't actually seen.
See, Cliffhanger, I feel like is a very ridiculous movie. Take this from a guy who's a climber, right? You would never go up and do ice climbing without gloves on, which they do in Cliffhanger. Anyway, Peter, you know what? It's a good thing that we just finished our community game, because we have our first husky. Okay. It is going to be VOL going up against Traitor. And VOL, they won the first game.
Ah, alright, yes, so it looks like they perhaps started without us the first time, alright. But hey, at least we can drop him part way through. I know you guys definitely have been vocal about wanting to see the victory of Lord's team, currently called Victory of Lords is done. Hopefully, they will continue to impress throughout today's tournament. Let's see. So, oh, Jack Dark, thank you. Welcome to the stream. So yes, as Jack Dark is explaining over on YouTube to Henry Lang, Tier 4 and Tier 5 armor are not allowed because the community, the MC5 community, you guys, and Dulzy in particular, debated for a while, what would be the best for Mortal Kombat 5 esports wise, and it was decided that having lower tier armor along with the lower tier weapons would make for a more entertaining version of the game, and that's what we're kind of doing at the moment. So you won't see any prestige weapons, you won't see any of those high-end armors. I believe the intention for that is to of having no high-end armors is to make it so that some of those lower damage weapons become more viable. Because when we had tier 5s, it would take a very long time to kill anyone, especially if they had a sniper rifle and they were one-shotting you.
Oh my god.
Ah!
See, sometimes I get scared. I live like right next to a road, and when I open my window, I can hear everything. And I swear I can hear everything. When I close it, I don't hear anything at all. But when I open my window, everything sounds incredibly loud. Like the motorcycles, the cars, it sounds like everyone is just like turned up the volume of their cars to 100.
Well, how alarming. Hopefully, these two teams will turn up their second game to 100 in a similar fashion. Oh, hello. Actually, I'll just phone that. I think... Have they started without us, those scallywags? A quick check.
Oh no. Oh
yeah, they
no.
have. They're out of control.
Punish them, Daddy Nader.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, well guys, maybe we should go to another community game then.
I'll tell you what, just for a little bit of variety, we definitely will get a community game back in. I think we might be a little wild, so we're going to quickly get onto the Battle Royale battlefield. So if you guys want to come and join in and play on stream with us, then queue in right now, and because of the stream delay, I'll queue in a few seconds time. And hopefully, we'll all end up in the same game. If we don't have another ESR match before we get done here, then we'll definitely bring up another community game. Ah, Henry Lang. Ah, that's right. So you're Solly Golem. You're playing as the only commander. You did pretty well with that. Jack Dark, if you want to contact Redu, it's modernkombatcommunity@gmail.com. That email address in the top right of the screen, that will get you directly through. If you've got any suggestions on the tournaments, any feedback, anything you'd like to see changed or added in, let them know through there. And then, yeah, it's a good way to stay in touch. Let's see. So we'll have our next ESL match hopefully pretty darn soon.
Yep, well we're doing our best guys, so don't you worry. We're gonna try and get into an MC5 game as fast as possible. I know there's a limit on how many MC5 Battle Royales you guys can actually watch, considering that it's Peter who's playing.
We literally not even have one as of yet. It's a bit early to start.
Exactly! Hey,
We've got our pass key for No Last Chance and Family. So we're going to switch across there as our backup game. Just have a quick check and see if that's also a partially in progress game, because it's quite possible at this stage that they've already gone for a game or two. Let's see, so that's a British team against... What's that flag? That's not one I've seen too much. Oh, Croatia. Cool. Got a nice flag. Okay. So let's just check this pass key and see if everything's working. Henry Lang, you played Battle Royale before because you wanted to use the BSW in the airdrops. Yes. I don't know. What do you? I'll throw this to you guys. Like, what do you guys think about the Imp being available as a regular drop, but the BSW being in the airdrops? To me, that seems a little strange because they're kind of comparable as far as weapons go. So I would have expected both of them to be in drops, or neither.
I honestly feel like the Imp is stronger than the BSW.
I think that's a reasonable stance to take. It's certainly, I feel like it's a little bit easier to use if you're not necessarily a crack shot, because you've got that explosive mine capability, so you, even if you can't necessarily hit someone, like if you're running away from them with a BSW, it can be pretty hard to do anything. Rather than as long as you are hitting roughly in the area of the person chasing you, you've got those extra options.
Yep. So that's why I feel like an imp. I don't mind it being a drop, but I feel like if you wanted to balance the battle royale even more, then make it an airdrop, make it so that they could only come in as an airdrop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably appropriate. There's actually, I think at the moment there's quite a lot of imps out in the Battle Royale battlefield. Abdur Ahame Kasur. That's my best shot at your name. Bonjour. Welcome.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Henry, did Punchy just call me noob? I don't know, did they? Oh, yeah, it looks like it. Well, you just have to deal with it. I think that passkey, which we would hopefully going to get us into the game, doesn't appear to be live, so they may have gone on without us. So, tell you what, guys, let's give another try at that Battle Royale. And again, come and queue in. So, I'll tell you to queue in now if you'd like to come and join in. And then we'll queue in a few seconds later, just to make sure we're hopefully queuing in at roughly the same time as each other. John Cruz, your name is John. That makes sense. I hope, John Cruz, that you'll come and join us in the Battle Royale. Hopefully, we'll be getting, before way too much longer, the chance to duo up and maybe even trio up on the Battle Royale battlefield. I don't imagine we'll be seeing, you know, full 4 or 5 person squads, just because it's a slightly smaller scale Battle Royale than you'd see, you know, in other places. But hopefully, we'll get the chance to, you know, team up with you guys from the stream at some point, and or with each other.
Yeah, well, no, Peter. Someday I'll definitely win over you in Battle Royale once I get an iOS device.
Well, keep on dreaming, kid.
Oh, that's not very nice. Why you have to be like this?
Oh man, let's see. There's some questions maybe coming through in French. We'll do our best to answer non-English questions with the help of Google Translate, but I can't guarantee that we're going to be able to do so particularly accurately. Okay, so the question was, are joysticks allowed to play MC5? I believe that there's no specific rule against it, certainly not in the ESL rules. So, yeah, I guess knock yourself out. Let's see.
Oh, do you want me to knock myself out?
Alright,
that's
so
not
D-list,
very
where are we
nice.
going to drop?
The airport?
Alright. Let's do it.
Yep.
Well, at least we've avoided actually going into the main... The thing, my main complaint with the airport is the massive open air. It just gets you...
Well, I feel like it's become better now that it has more of an inside area. You can go upstairs. It looks much better now.
Yeah, well, I mean, this terminal section is definitely a lot better. I really love it as a level because there's so much like verticality, which is you don't tend to get in Battle Royale games very often because it tends to be more flat. So you can go into the kitchen here, and I don't know, is there actually anything to grab here, or is it just for funds?
There are stuff. There are stuff around, or there is stuff around.
We can order ourselves a kebab. Oh, a tasty kebab.
But I'm a vegetarian.
I think there's such a thing as a vegetarian kebab, isn't there?
I think so, but I don't think it's made in the same way.
I would hope not.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the loot is necessarily...
What are you doing? Oh my god, that guy got close to knifing you, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, with the iron sights in this, it's really hard to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Alright, well, at least this is a slightly longer range weapon, even if it's pretty terrible. I think if we can upgrade this a little bit... oh, I'll still take this, actually, 'cause it's got a better rate of fire. We're very, very close range at the moment. Oh, grenades, nice. I'm not sure I mean, we've got some okay drops from here, but nothing crazy. I mean, the main thing I was trying to avoid was getting horribly slaughtered. So I feel like this is on a balance of what you'd expect to get from spawning into the airport. I've done really well.
Oh my! Why do you always have to hate on the airport?
Experience.
I'm gonna start hating on you, my dude.
Hey man, you do what you need to do.
Thank you. I'm happy that you can live with the fact that I'll be hating on you. Kill them, knife them, shoot them in the head. Oh my god! You did it.
How'd you get a good gun?
Yeah.
Woo.
Peter, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I know you like to play you like to play board games, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Have you ever played what's called Gloomhaven?
No, I think I've heard of it. Is that a legacy game? The one we
Ooh,
could play
I
over
wouldn't.
several times.
I think so. Yeah. It's like a scenario and campaign game.
Yeah. I think I've heard of people playing it, but I don't know too much about it, I'm afraid.
I really want it. I really want to play the game. It just sounds so cool. Talking about board games, I also want Neon Far. I want This Dwarf Mine, and Through the Ages, and then one game I really want is Star Wars Rebellion.
I can't say I've played any of them. Oh, Henry Lang, I wonder if Peter went to a beacon tower before. Oh, so yes, we were kind of discussing the drops. Sorry, we'll come back to the board game thing in a second.
That's so weird, man.
I believe that the beacon over... We can see on the map, actually, that a lot of the beacons aren't being taken. I don't think people really value them particularly highly, which is a shame, because I think it's actually a relatively interesting way of... that it's being done in MC5 as opposed to other Battle Royales, where you kind of got fixed points to fight over. I think that's actually kind of neat. I think it's intended, at least, to kind of give people a reason to go, to kind of group around certain objectives, but I suspect it probably needs to be a bit more obvious for people to really go for it.
Well, you also have to admit that it is very risky to go for the care packages, because you're gonna have to wait around for like at least 10-15 seconds before you can get before it like lands. I would swap to my grenade launch, not grenade launch, my shotgun, and then go for the kill. Nice. Oh, that's an imp. Oh my god, that's incredibly lucky, my dude.
Not so lucky to get shot in the butt. Okay, we're gonna have to use that imp to kill someone because we run out of ammo on our other ones. Where are we getting shot from? I don't know. Alright, gonna keep moving around while looting. Which is gonna be a pain in the ass, but hey. Tell me they got some health packs. Okay, they got some health packs. Oh, I have no idea.
Well, you should probably run instead, more than anything.
Alright. We got... Wait, did they have clean tier 2 armor? Did we pick that up by accident? Oh no,
I don't know.
Alright, let's...
Oh, you can see on your minimap that there's a guy down at the terminal. He's shooting at you, like over to the left side.
Alright, let's try and get to a bit of cover here. Also, if you want Beacon Tower spawn in Harbour, Airport, and on, I forgot. Yeah, Henry, I think picking up the beacon stuff is quite good. I suspect changing what the drops are from the beacons is something that's very easy for Game Loft to do. So if you guys have any ideas about what you'd like to see in the beacons, I think at the moment it's kind of, very much up in the air what the right things for the beacons to have are. At one point, like, you used to get tier 3 armor and basically the best weapons possible from them. And I think that was a bit overpowered. Then it was changed down to its current form where you just kind of get one decent gun and a few bits and pieces. So I think it's at the point where it's not appealing enough for people to go after.
I think what I would do with the care packages would be to give you the best armor and then give you some speed boosts, because I feel like there's not enough speed boost. Oh my god, that's a hard word. Around the map. It's like if you can get 2-3 of them with the care package, then to me at least that would make it more interesting to go for that.
Well, something I'd like to see personally, as we pick up some ammo box, thankfully, because we're basically out of ammo, is for the beacons to take longer to land, but like put out a much more noticeable kind of flash on the map to try and draw people in. So like you've got people at the moment, people really don't have that much time to respond to a beacon being lit up. So if they had more time to respond, then also the drop could be better because it's more like a kind of a something that would draw people in from the surrounding area to fight you. And I think that would probably be better.
Hi guys, I have an update. Our admin, Aviator Featured, is getting a passkey right now.
But we've got to win the game.
Yeah, well then get a move on, my dude. Man, I say my dude too often. I've spent too much time with a common friend of ours called TJ.
Ah, he's a doodle.
No, he's just from California, and in California they always say my dude.
Ah.
I should go back to the good old British mate instead. It has a better ring to it.
You having a giggle? In answer to the question from Jack Block, this is an iPad Pro we're using at the moment, so it's definitely one of the upper end iPads which got sent by GameLoft for the purposes of doing this. So it does load pretty well. It look pretty nice. Right, we need to find a place to go. Let's see.
It's impressive that there's 4 people alive within such a small area.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to where they are. I fully expect to have somebody like jump me from afar.
Oh, you can see on the minimap that there's someone there. Oh, there's one. Oh, so one guy inside the house as well. Oh, they're all inside the house. Just wait, Peter. Go with your sniper and shoot them, and don't go over there. There's no reason to go over there. Just avoid getting hit by... Wait, what? You're hitting the tree! There's a guy running to the left of you. Oh, he's dead. Oh, a guy has an imp, so you probably don't want to stand still.
Alright, I'm gonna get up in personal.
Oh, no.
Nothing personnel, kid. Oh, they're doing the same to me. Wait, they're in the blue.
Yeah, well, don't go in there. Just hide behind the rock. Hide behind the rock. Oh. Now you're open to getting hit by an imp.
I'm too fast for you to catch me.
Okay, look towards the house and kill him when he comes out. He's out there. Let's shoot them.
What? Are those guys teaming up?
Apparently, yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is... Oh, boy. That is cheap.
And
Legal beagle, gentleman. No gentleman at all.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's even called a gentleman.
Well, I mean, that's kind of hard to avoid in Battle Royales that people would team up with each other. I mean, at the moment there's no duos, so hopefully relatively soon we'll actually have that officially in the game, but I think it's because I wasn't expecting to see them running together towards me. I was like, oh, they should be fighting each other then. I was like, oh wait, no, they're not.
Well,
should have thrown a grenade and killed both of them.
He was neither a gentleman nor an officer.
Okay, so let's see. So we're getting the next passkey apparently relatively soon. So we'll get you guys into a community game. Apologies if we have to end up abandoning ship on it, which is a decent possibility. We're trying to at least get the game started, even if we can't actually stay to watch it happen. ESL 123. Usual rules. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. And alright, let's get this one kicked off.
What now, man?
What now, brown cow? Since we've got people from all over the world in our chat.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah.
Are you sure that you have someone from the African continent right now in the chat?
Well, I don't know specifically. But I know from past experience where I was kind of going with this was to see if any of you guys have got any interesting turns of phrase. Oh, actually, so what? We've actually got our Vol game, so...
Wait, how did you get the Vol game? Did someone invite you?
I know. Let's see. Please send... No, Stress, the team captain of all, just sent me a private message. Alright, we'll get this game started, and we'll jump out to the bowl game. So that's going to be versus Private Clan, I'd imagine. Yes. So guys, you can come while you're waiting for this lobby to get set up, please do come and join in with the passkey ESL123, but we have to bid adieu because we have ESL business to get to.
We do?
We do!
Oh, we do! Oh my god.
Let's see. So we've got our passkey, hopefully. We'll be coming in for the first game this time. Let's give it a go. Hey, Ghostbox. I appreciate... Oh, actually, this is a good chance as any. So, Dealus and Jesper. I'm a big fan of people's emoji game. I feel like emojis are a great way to express things that text just can't manage to do.
Okay.
So I would ask all of you guys in the chat to throw up some of your favorite emojis. Deedless, what's one of yours?
Well, I really like the ones that my Facebook or Messenger chat between my brother and my mother has.
Okay.
My mother has put, you know, instead of where, like, you can have the thumbs up and then you can change it into different things, right? So my mother decided that in the chat between her and I that we should have the poop emoji. I don't know why, but we have the poop emoji, and then, like, for the past 4 years, my brother and I, whenever we are talking on Messenger, we finish the conversation by sending a cow emoji to each other.
Okay.
Which is pretty interesting. It's basically like you and I sending a like a V for victory emoji to each other.
Let's have a look. I don't think I've actually seen the cow emoji before. It's described on Emojipedia as a friendly-looking cow face looking straight ahead. Let's see. Spam this cow to... What's an appropriate thing?
To become a chow chow.
I mean, I guess that works.
Do you know what a chow chow is?
A small dog, I believe.
Oh yeah, from China.
Okay, that's a bit of a confusing roundabout way, but okay, spam this cow to become a chow chow. It doesn't really hold any particular meaning, but hey, let's give it a try. Guys, we're waiting the last few members of Private Clan to turn up for our semi-final to begin. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time once the players are ready to go, and we'll get our ESL competition back underway. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Vol is done, but not with their time in the sun. Private Clan Vantage at the opening of our first semi-final of the day.
It's going to be Italy versus France. Private Clan, going to be an interesting one right here, kind of fit, because they are a new team. I haven't seen them before. I know Danny, I've seen that guy before, and seen Rude, Yeezy. So there are some known players here, but obviously Vol, everyone knows Victory of Lords and know that they come from a background where they have won a lot of MC5 tournaments in the past and thus have all the experience that they need.
Well, you possibly might be thinking of somebody else, Dealers, because Private Clan, they won last week's tournament, beating out New Era and Victory Lords along with Vision.
Well, what was... They probably changed their name then.
Nope. No.
Well,
it's
was I
crazy
here last...
mixed up world.
But was I here last Sunday?
Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I don't think so then, because I don't recognize the name. Anyways, let's get into the action, guys. VOL is done versus Private Clan, the team that I don't recognize, but they're surely going to show me today why they are a part of this MC5 tournament and why they should be considered the best team, seeing as how they have the first seed.
Vol God seems to be a new member of the Vol lineup, making good use of the commander. It's always nice to see an infusion of new blood into some of these well-established rosters. As man, that Severance shotgun, we were talking about the DBS's ability to snipe. I don't know if that was just a low-health player, but that was a really long-range shot to put them down.
Honestly, some of those shotguns coming in and shooting from long range is not something you would see every day, but I love this action. It just feels interesting that you can shoot someone from so far away with a shotgun. Danny comes in and shows it, but overall here between VOL and Private Clan, I like that it's so even, and I definitely feel like we're not seeing either team really come out and say, we're gonna win this without any trouble. And it just means that we're going to definitely have an entertaining semi-final on our hands.
I like particularly as well the choices the teams are making as far as competitions go. Yeah, they both bring out recons on a traditionally very sniper-heavy map. As well, God chucking out those armor packs to help enhance the rest of the Victory of Lords team. Currently in the lead, but we've got Private Clan swarming around the side, trying to break into the French team's flank. Haven't quite managed to do it yet, but they are primed.
Now VOL ahead by 2 kills. They have a bit of an insurance to work with. Private Clan obviously just a tiny bit behind, but they are looking to catch up with VOL. But it's hard because VOL, they're just going back now. They're going into the main building and they're waiting for Private Clan to come to them. With the defender's advantage, it is much easier to not fall prey to an attacking side.
Henry Lane, thank you for spamming that cow. You are now officially a Chow Chow.
Congratulations.
They remain ahead as we come to the halfway mark, but darn, is it a close thing. I'm very curious. I might have to look up on God here from the Victory of Lords side, because they are doing some pretty amazing stuff. They must have been... They're a Ukrainian player.
Peter, could you say that he's doing godly stuff?
Nope. I would never dare. I have standards, Dealers. Standards!
Well, I don't. I'm Danish.
But hey, this has been a pretty good semi-final so far. Let's find out who the particular players are to watch. So Mehmet and Danny, they've been picking up the big numbers, but it's Mehmet who survived the experience. So let's check in with them to see them.
Well, you say Danny and Mehmet kind of fit, but you also have to say that on the side of VOL, if you could please put up the scoreboard again. And you can see that their kills are just evenly distributed. It's only stressed really at the lowest bottom with 3 kills. But everyone coming in with 8, 7, 6, and 5. Everyone is putting in the work. And over on Private Clan, it's pretty much Mehmet and Danny. And that means that they are falling behind just a tiny bit if these guys can't find the kills.
Certainly with seeing the two...
Wait, what? Did Danny just shoot someone from that far away with a shotgun? I think this is my new pet peeve, that someone can shoot someone from so far away with a shotgun.
Does seem to be a little bit interesting, doesn't it?
It does.
SRK Frieds over on Mob Crush, welcome to the stream. How is this game still being played? Well, I can tell you, Sir Fries, it's being played because MC5 has apparently got some pretty fantastic and persistent fans. We've been going with the ESL competition for multiple years at this point, and some of these teams, like Victory of Lords, have pretty much been around for the duration.
Well, some of these teams, they are veterans, as you say, Counterfeit, and, well, one of the teams is Victory of Lord, who are about to just press their ticket for the grand final. Now at 38 kills, they need to win 2 games in a row, of course, here in our semi-final against Private Clan. Next game will be the Museum, where perhaps a team like Vol belongs, according to Private Clan. We're going to have to see if they can put up better of a fight in game number 2.
Private Clan are in hot pursuit of Victory Lords. This is so bizarre. Victory Lords are en masse as a team all running away from Private Clan, and Private Clan are chasing them around the map. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it except at the very end of a game. But there's still a minute left to play, and Victory of Lords, it's working out pretty well for them as they've now turned back upon the Private Clan. They've wiped them out almost entirely.
Oh, Victory of Lord here in the late game. They're pulling away with it, Counterfeit. 46 kills to 38. Private Clan, they're not keeping up. They've lost their steam, and Victory of Lord, they punched themselves their first game here in the train to the grand final. They need one more. Museum is going to do it. If Private Clan can then bite back, we're going to conversion to see if it will end things.
Choo-choo, get your ticket to the VOL hype train. It's coming out of the station. Greywick, are we running any non-ranked today? Yes, we will be running. We'll be running community games between each match. So each match consists of a best of 3 games. So we won't have one quite yet, but don't worry, Greywick, we will give you a chance to get back on stream. Punch Gaming, Run Vol Run. Yeah, that was very strange. I kind of like it though. I mean, I've never seen Vol do that before specifically, but this is one of the great things about MC5. We see the teams trying out new stuff we've literally never seen before, even if we're playing, with the same kind of pieces. I think it might have worked so well because Private Clan started chasing after them and weren't expecting Victory Lords to then just turn around and slaughter them all.
You know what, Counterfeit? I was impressed by Victory of Lord, and now I want to see if Private Clan, they can keep up more with Victory of Lord in game number 2, and I say that with a bit of a quote-unquote around more, because while Victory of Lord, they won, it was only really in the last stage that they ran away with it.
Oh boy. Great Clan Suka's in the chat. See me sounding like maybe a little salty there. I mean, certainly tradition, if you hear that a team ran away as a strategy, I think it's, I can understand why someone would consider that to be cowardly, but honestly, it worked. It's a strategy I've never seen before, so I'm surprised they would break out in a weekly tournament rather than saying it for a higher stakes monthly competition, but hey, it worked, it got them the win, and honestly, that's all that counts by the end of the day. Guys, we will be headed to break. Victory of Lords and Private Clan will clash at least one more time in our semi-finals, so don't miss it. Game 2 coming up. Welcome back, one and all. Our second encounter between Private Clan and Vol is done. The Vol team are taking that first game. For Private Clan, it's their last chance to stay alive.
It certainly is. Now, Private Clan, they need to show a better showing this time around. They, I feel like did fairly well against Vol to begin with, but you know what, kind of it? They need to do better. They cannot fall prey to Vol once again, because then they'll be out, and they need to get a lead early on, because they didn't do that in the last game, and it just ended up biting them in the butt.
Victory of Lord certainly starting off this second game pretty darn strongly as they're fighting out of the corner. Private Clan, I think have got a decent chance of being able to fight back as long as they can survive this flurry of grenades.
Well, that is going to be the good big question, kind of fit. Grenades, always deadly shrapnels. They hurt, I've been told. I haven't tried it personally.
Certainly, the Assault class has proven to be extremely popular in recent times with the lower tier armor. The grenades dramatically more effective, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if the Assault class needs any kind of attention in terms of, you know, restrictions in the ESL, because despite the fact that Assault is definitely the most common class in the ESL, there are still a lot of other classes that do see play. I mean, for Private Clan, they've just got that one extra commander in play, but over on the Victory of Lord side of things, you know, they've got the commander, they've got the recon, they've got snipers as well, so yeah, pretty decent variety.
Yeah, well, it's always good to see a variety of different classes, kind of fit, and I personally love that we're seeing so many more assaults. I kind of feel like if you only have snipers and people will be one-shotting each other all the time, then it isn't really that special when people, they bring out a sniper and they go for those long-range fights and those long-range shots.
Well, Draenic making use of the Bramson here, which is another one of those weapons that's kind of had a bit of a resurgence recently, certainly in the close quarters. Is fantastic at putting down a lot of damage in a hurry as the corridor fighting now takes place. This is ideal for commanders to come in and start blocking off the ground. God actually has switched across to the heavy for that shotgun power, but Yeezy, oh my gosh, if you're not using a commander, you probably should be.
Yeah, well, the commander coming in here and showing how strong it is, kind of fit, but Private Clan and Vol is done. Now, finally, Private Clan, they're getting up there and actually taking over the game.
Yeah, Yeezy, man, Yeezy is destroying. Of course, when you're doing corridor fighting, the commander is incredible because that shield can just effectively create terrain, a bit like the new military support, blocking so much damage. For Victory of Lords, they're actually starting to fall behind after a strong opener. Again, Private Clan, they need to win this game to stay in the tournament. Only the winner of the Grand Finals will receive any prize at all. And that's what's on the line here, a ticket to the finals.
It does make it a bit harder and with a bit more pressure for the two teams to win this game. But Private Clan, like Vol did in game number 1, are running away with it here in game number 2, here in the late game. They're just taking over completely, building a gigantic lead for themselves. And now with 12 kills in the lead, Vol, they actually look to be done.
And Mehmet and Yeezy both doing some honestly eye-watering performances as Private Clan put everything into making sure they stay alive. And with a 14 kill lead, they will equalize this semi-final series.
They certainly will, and now Private Clan versus Vol is done. They're going to go to the third match, kind of it. They're going to go to conversion. And we're going to go there and see who can take this entire game.
We'll definitely have to keep our eyes on Yeezy. Maybe won't have a chance to be quite as dominant if they can't find the close quarters they found here on the museum, but we shall see. Guys, game 3 of the semi-finals coming up in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back, guys. Our decider match between Vol is done and Private Clan is here. One more chance for one of these teams to go through to our grand finals today to meet either New Era or No Last Chance.
Kind of it comes down to this very last one. It's Victory of Lords. Either they're going to be done according to their name, or it will be Private Clan falling over to the Victory of Lords squad. Now, conversion is our final destination. Right here, Geezy, looking for the first kill, will not be able to find it. But instead, Private Clan, they come out with 3 kills pretty fast on, and they are just coming out swinging out of the gates.
Yeezy was a standout player for Private Clan in the last game, as the Italian squad, well, they really shut down Victory of Lords in their own territory. Very tight coordination between the whole team to go in there, as Down picks up yet another kill. Victory Lords do manage to find their feet with a decent amount of kills in return, but it's still a strong start for Private Clan.
Private Clan looking pretty good here. Now, Victory of Lord, however, they're only 5 kills behind, so they're not exactly out and done and dusted yet, but it can't fit. Private Clan, they are starting to develop quite a big lead for themselves, and it kind of feels like Victory of Lords, they aren't able to keep up here with their opponents.
Easy again, scoring a lot of points in, has provided a rock for the Private Clan to fall back around, as Easy doing exactly what you need to be doing with the commander. Use the doorways to block, using the shield rather in the doorways to block any attempts from the opposing side. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing more snipers coming out, because the shields definitely works very well against small arms fire, but against snipers, and particularly the Imp, can punch its damage through the shield and provide a very strong answer.
Now, Private Clan, they are starting to actually fall behind here against the Victory of Lords, who are starting to catch up pretty well. It's 19 to 18 kind of fit, and I must say the Victory of Lords, they're not out yet.
Yeah, it's very even final game between these two. Honestly, it's the kind of caliber of match I would not at all be upset to see in the grand finals. Two very, very strong teams. Skulls looking to try and sneak through a kill there. We're seeing Private Clan really being forced to spawn back in the corner. They're not being able to bring their numbers together to form a meaningful resistance, at least for a while.
Resistance is sometimes not the best way to go. Sometimes you just want to fall back and you want to wait for your opponents to come to you. This is not what we're seeing this time around, however. The two teams, they're clashing at each other all the time, and it's just a bloody game right now. And it's Private Clan who are coming out ahead. They have the right side of the map under control. Victory of Lords, they're pushing in, but they're falling prey to grenades and to rocket launchers.
Let's find out. So, yep, Yeezy up the top along with Mehmet as well. Both doing some really nice stuff. And it's looking like Vol is struggling in the center of the map. Stress at the moment, their highest scoring player. 7 and 7 so far. Zik Aim manages to finish off the kill. God goes charging in, but everybody is falling down. It's an absolute bloodbath in the center of the map.
Certainly is, and it's Private Clan who are coming out ahead now, reaching 40 kills. Vol just getting past 30. This game could be over in just under a minute as Private Clan, they reach ever closer to 50 kills. And now, if we look down towards the lower semi-final, it is going to be New Era versus No Last Chance. They haven't decided who are going to go into the grand final quite yet, but they're most likely going to be mating up with Private Clan.
That's all very nearly done. Private Clan have been able to come out and thrive once again. Yeezy not quite as ludicrously dominant as before, but along with Danny and Zik Aim, along with an understated but powerful performance from Mehmet, there's the final kill coming in, and that does mean we have our first finalist of the day.
Congratulations going over to Private Clan. Victory of Lords. They had a good game one, but from there it just felt like they lost their momentum and they couldn't keep up with Private Clan, who completely swept Victory of Lords in the following 2 games. Now that means Private Clan, they're gonna go into the grand final, and they're gonna have their shot at fighting for the 100 go for points and the €100.
Alright guys, let's get you guys back onto stream, as we said before, community games between our official ESL matches, so you'll be able to see us get the game set up with the passkey ESL123. Let us know in the chat if there's anything specific that you'd like to play on, map-wise or mode-wise. Otherwise, we'll just set up whatever it is we feel like. Tell you what, D-List, give me a mode.
Ooh, let's go for capture the flag.
Alright, let's go for a capture the flag on. Let's go for somewhere a little bit unusual. How about, I don't know, I think conversion actually might work relatively well as a capture the flag. Let's give it a try.
Why?
I think it's quite well set up because you've got you've got an upper layer and you've got a lower layer, so that's usually a sort of a traditional capture the flag map has a few different approaches which are somewhat separate from each other, just so you can actually get to the flag and get away with the flag.
Yep. Well, Peter, I think it's a good idea. I feel like you have everything under control.
Why, I control everything with my mind.
Imagine if I had everything under control. My 3 different personalities.
Wait, what's your third one?
I told you I have 3 different Instagram accounts.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like they're not really secret Instagram accounts if you talk about them.
No, I didn't say I have a secret personality. I just said that I have 3 different personalities.
Well, I hope they all have distinct voices and different accents, because otherwise I'll be very disappointed.
I'm very bad at doing accents. You know that, man.
Lafifu92 over on Twitch, welcome. If you are an iOS player, please do come and join us while we wait for the grand finals to begin. I think there's a decent chance that New Era versus No Last Chance, our other semi-final today, is in progress at the moment, so I don't know if we'll get to see any of that before we determine who will be going to face off against Private Clan in the grand final today.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see, kind of fit. That's all we can do. Be patient, man. Be patient.
Have you ever been fun?
Have you ever tried being patient?
I have never.
Well, doesn't surprise me.
OLG Jin, welcome, and Salvador YouTube. Of course, we've got lots of content creators who are in the channel at the moment. If any of you guys are content creators with, I think you need to have, 1,000 subscribers? Actually, I can have a quick check. Let's see, Gameloft, content creators, MC5. There is the MC5 creator program if you're a YouTuber. Because I know there's a lot of content creators, though I'm not sure exactly what size everybody is. But I think if you've got up to, I believe 1,000 subscribers is the minimum to get inducted into the creator program, where you can get closer access to Gameloft as well as some pretty neat bits and pieces and support from Gameloft with your videos and things. That's kind of nice.
It does sound nice, man. Imagine if you had 1,000 subscribers.
I can't even begin to imagine. I mean, I imagine it would be like having 1 subscriber, but a lot more.
Yeah, well, that's the same for me. Getting past that 1 subscriber is the threshold for success.
Man, I know, it's tough. Well, I mean, I'll throw this open to you guys in the chat who are YouTubers. What is it like when you get up to that kind of level? Because I'd imagine that there's a certain amount of people who will just kind of subscribe because you got like people you know, and then you have people who like your stuff specifically, and then you have people who subscribe to you because you happen to post a video that they like. But if you don't then post more videos like in the same vein, that they'll then just unsubscribe from you. I don't know, man. It's a tricky world to live in. All right, we've got enough players to get started for this capture the flag. So we'll put out one more global chat invite, then we'll kick this off. ESL123 will, of course, let you get into this game anytime that you like. But I believe we'll have our finals coming up pretty darn soon. So we'll let you guys get started, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back, one and all. Well, that capture the flag went pretty well, all things considered, so we might come back and do that again. Let us know in the chat, guys, what you think. If you'd like to see more capture the flag or other alternate game modes in the community games, or if you prefer the more standard free-for-all and team deathmatch. For now, though, we're going to head out for a battle royale with cheese. That's right, it's time for us to claim our destiny. While we wait for the grand finals to get set up, we'll be trying to win a battle of our very own.
Well, Peter, I will look forward to seeing you get all the way to the top. Though I must say I'm skeptical as usual, because you've been taught by me, and that's not a good sign.
Oh man. See, the only thing worse than being flamed by D-List is listening to D-List flame himself.
Are you sure it was not Jesper flaming D-List?
That's true. Oh man, you got a Smeagol situation going on.
My precious.
Actually, this is something which I don't know if I've necessarily seen come up. Let's have a look at the... So, I'm just trying to see if there was actually a spray pattern to some of these guns. Because I know that, in other FPSs, you can actually learn the specific spray pattern. I don't know if that's actually a thing in MC5. I mean, with a pistol, I don't think it's, because it's semi-automatic, it's not really going to have that, but... I don't know. Alright, so D-List, Jesper, and question mark, the third and the most elusive of personalities. We've already done airport. Where are we going to drop now?
Okay, well, the Institute is done. Go to the harbor.
Alright, attitude something was going to deploy randomly otherwise. We'll try to end up on harbour. So, oh, that's nothing. Armors? Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not, I don't think that actually leads anywhere, does it? But it looks cool. Oh, we can actually go and pick up...
Maybe it'll lead somewhere in the future.
I hope so. I'd love to see more stuff like that where you've kind of got the ability to transition around the map. Because if that was a tunnel that led somewhere, then you could get some really cool things happening. Oh, hello. There's a lot of fighting going on over there. Where's our drop coming in? Where did that go? Oh, there it is. Alright, let's get our PR39. So this is really terrible if you don't have any upgrades. But let's go and find some upgrades by go pick in a fight with some people. Speed boost! Just so we get there before they all kill each other. Because we'd like to be able to get them while they're still looting.
Kill them before they get loot instead of lay eggs. Oh my god, you got a headshot. That's something you don't see every day.
Whoop.
Impressive stuff, my dude.
Oh man.
I said my dude again, I'm sorry. I just said it again.
The reload on this is so long.
Hey Peter, what's your name? What's your name?
What are you talking about?
Just tell me. Answer my question. What's your name?
Are you talking about my caster name or my real person name?
Just your name. You decide.
I don't know. So that's a deep question, man. A deep question.
Well, how about you answer it?
Well, I'll have to get back to you.
No, give me. What's your name? What's your name?
Oh.
What's your favorite color?
Let's say, I don't know. Let's say orange.
What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
2.
You're supposed to answer, what do you mean? An African or European swallow?
Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, I refuse to partake in endlessly repeating the same sequence of words over and over again. So, no, I'm not gonna do it.
You're missing out, friend.
Like, to be fair, as much as I'm kind of a little bit of a snob about such things, I can understand people get a lot of joy from the Monty Python stuff. Even if it's, you know, I think a lot of people also are kind of, well, possibly other comedy snobs are with me in kind of being that it's a little strange the idea that, you know.
I just think they're bloody funny.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of time though. I feel like it's the context that makes it particularly funny, and I think a lot of time when people just quote the lines, they kind of oftentimes sort of miss out on why it was funny in the first place.
Well, I guess it's like the association of the line that makes it funny. You should probably pop a health pack.
Yeah, well, I was gonna wait.
Also pick up that armor. There we go.
That armor.
Armor. Or something like that. What do you? So Peter, since it seems like we're gonna be here until nightfall, what are you having for dinner?
Oh boy, I don't know. Oh, wait a sec. Wait, where the heck were they?
They were from behind.
Oh. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. Oh, I think I must have turned around at just the wrong time.
Yeah. Well, we could probably go for another one, seeing as we don't have a code yet.
Okay, we'll do one more battle royale, and then we'll open it up to you guys to play again. Ziga or Oz, you command the Nightbot. Oh boy. I already see you just got timed out by the Nightbot for spamming caps. But I'm glad for you, Ziga, that you are a pro with 10,000 credits. Ninja, when's the Supermarine event coming? I'm afraid I'm not sure. You could definitely get in touch with Gameloft customer care. They might have an idea. But unfortunately, we don't have any. You know, we just are involved with the tournaments itself. We're not developers. We don't have access to any of the internal Gameloft stuff to know their schedule for such things. But I tell you what, actually, that is a good point. Maybe what I'll do is I will ask to have a schedule of sales events, etc. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll try and see if I can get a schedule out of Gameloft as to what stuff they've got coming up, so that when people do ask that kind of question, that we've actually got an answer for you, because I feel that's probably better than not being able to have an answer. Let's have a look. So, I think last time round, so the bit which really tripped me up was I wasn't able to get over that wall. So with some of the bits in the new redesign of the Battle Royale, I suspect they might go for the one last pass to clean up some of the things, because a lot of this material on the Battle Royale is quite new. So there's some things you would can't quite jump over, which you might expect to be able to.
Yeah.
So I imagine that'll get cleaned up over time. But man, I really wasn't expecting the fort to get replaced with the Institute. It's a totally different building. I'm a little bit sad, actually, because I quite enjoyed the fort.
Well, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing the play area being tidied up just a tiny bit. Go for the Institute.
Alright.
But I definitely feel like it's super good now, but it could get much better. Like, imagine if you could go to the resort. Imagine if you cleaned up some of the graphics around the area.
Well, to be fair, the resort has just been put in, so I think the major work, from what I've been told, the major work on the Battle Royale is, I imagine there'll be some tweaking things going on, because yeah, you wouldn't necessarily expect everything to be perfect this first time it's put in. Oh, there we go, that's nice. So we've got an attachment for a gun that we don't have. Let's hope that we can find a gun that we can have. Oh, hello, there's someone just below us, I think. Oh, okay. I think we should probably just leave. Speed boost ahoy! Oh man, I'm not very good with a pistol. So, let's go up here and hopefully just keep ourselves away from everybody else for a while until we can actually... Oh, there we go, that's much better. So we still have no health, but we've got a health pack here. Man, I love the design of some of this stuff, like having this whole thing here. It's really cool. Whoop! Ah! Okay, so other good loot points. I think that person may have got there ahead of us, but... Oh, hello. Oh, get your shot in the butt. Ah, there's already somebody down here, but hopefully... they're not paying attention, and that turned out to be the case. Where was it? Okay, there we go. An actual gun. Excellent.
Right, guys, just to update you on what's happening, we are supposed to get a pass key in just a few moments. So enjoy watching Peter play Battle Royale, because it might just be the last one for today.
Hello! This'll be my greatest victory yet. Alright. Hey! I successfully tracked someone. I find that a lot of the time I'm just kind of like slightly behind everybody. Grip, speed boost. Oh, get your shot in the butt. Let's get out of the line of fire. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Ah! Oh gosh! So everyone is shooting me in the butt, huh? I actually have no idea where the person who's shooting us is, which is a pretty good reason to leave. Alright, so I think we've successfully persuaded everybody to start shooting at each other rather than us, which is always a good sign. Actually, this is probably not the best idea. Let's get our speed boost on. Okay, getting shot by someone we can't see again. Man, this is almost airport-like.
Oh, we have a code.
A few! Quick! Flee at high speed! Oh, ha 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 ha! Alright, so we've got Hexagon and Danny W stepping in as our admins for the last half of our last tournament of the weekend. So I believe we're going to be... let's see... we've got our pass key. Just going to confirm who it is we're seeing playing.
We're seeing Private Clan versus New Era. So Italy versus the United States of America.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. I believe that... yeah, so Private Clan, they won the previous one, I believe. And I think one of the teams they actually did that over were New Era. Let's see, yes, so back at the beginning of May. That was... I believe that might well have even been the finals. So hey, should be a pretty solid match. Guys, we'll take a short break while we do get set up for that, so please do stay tuned. Just grab yourself a glass of delicious water, and we'll be back in a few moments' time with our grand finals. Alright guys, I think we are going to have our first lobby soon, but I think there's some problems with it being set up at the moment, so we're going to try and quickly just throw out another Battle Royale, because again, we can drop that at a moment's notice if need be. Oh yes, guys, so this was a discussion that was going on in the ESL feedback channel on the ESL Discord, talking about, this is a little bit, I don't know how well I can explain this, I didn't fully follow it myself, but a different approach to ESL where people would use the armor with just the specific core that kind of enables its individual perks. So I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, for example, there's... I want to struggle to think of the actual word. It's terrible when you try and explain something and you realise very shortly into that thing you actually can't explain it properly. But there are particular cores that are specific to particular classes and enable those class features. So at one point the armors actually functionally did different things from each other, and the cores, when the cores came in, that was no longer really the case. There's a certain amount of difference between them as far as how much damage they block from different sources, but it's not massively noticeable for the most part, and everybody uses Werewolf in ESL because it's tier 3. Let's see. But yeah, there was some discussion about that. I don't think it was generally considered to be... I don't think that was a particularly popular view over on there. Let's have a look, actually. Because, so for any of you guys who aren't aware, if you go to the ESL Discord and go to the ESL feedback channel, you can make suggestions for the future of the tournament, so changes to the rules and that kind of thing. That's what Dulzy did to get the current tier 3 armor in, and that's how I believe the tier 7 weapons in the tournament came about as well. You just kind of vote thumbs up and thumbs down. Not necessarily every idea gets through, and sometimes there are good ideas that aren't necessarily the best explained. So people will thumbs them down, even though they're actually quite good ideas, and it just takes somebody else to come back to it a bit later on and perhaps explain it in a slightly different way for it to get some traction. Eric Goldsmith, all players should have to record ESL. I think that idea was floated at one point, but I don't think it was. I think there were some technical problems behind getting everybody to record all the games. So I do agree it would help resolve some disputes a little bit easier. Unfortunately, not everybody's internet is the same. Oh, actually, let me just check a second. Sorry, we'll just jump out of here. I've been told that passkey, which wasn't working before, might well be working now. So we'll be back to the second while we check in on that.
Well, we're still waiting for the passkey, guys. Don't you worry.
Let's see, is it up? Oh, it is up. Okay, great. So
oh, nice.
In a second. I think we might have had a change of teams in the finals, though. Let's have a quick check. Confirm. Yeah, so it's Vol is done versus New Era. So it looks like we have had a change there. So, guys, we'll be into that lobby in just a second. And getting our grand finals underway.
Yay! Nice. 10 out of 10 players in here, and we're starting pretty fast.
Hoorah! Let's get it on. So thank you to our ESL admins who've got us to this point. We now head out onto Vantage best of 5 action to see who's going to be going home with 100 euros. The prize, of course, only going to that very first place. So both teams a lot on the line in this upcoming series.
Yep, both teams, they want to win Counterfeit, and VOL and a New Era, they both fought their way here to this grand final. VOL moving in here after an admin decision, and New Era after winning over No Last Chance 2-0.
See, Vol, we saw them before making good use of squad tactics. An excellent way to make your team be more than the sum of its parts is to walk, is to move around in a formation, especially if you can get away with, being closely cohered together without just getting immediately caught out by a grenade.
But well, you know what, Counterfeit, it is a slow game. I feel like right now New Era. They're waiting for Vol to come to them, but they're also trying to push forward. It's all happening here in the main building. But God, with a very good shot with that shotgun. YOLO, however, will immediately pick up a kill with that imp, and now Eclipse is finding those kills. New Era starting to pull a bit ahead and actually landing those shots, whereas Vol, they're not doing that well for themselves. They aren't finding the kills and they aren't landing the rounds.
Well, Stress apparently heard the call and answered. Now 3 kills for the victory of Lord's owner. Make that 4. I think Vol fired up coming into this grand final. But yeah, right, New Era have done a pretty good job of staying ahead so far. That could be about to change. Eclipse has been the playmaker for New Era as much as Stress has been for Vol.
Well, you want to see both playmakers turn up here in this grand final. 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. And the teams, they are completely even. It's 13-11. Only 2 kills more or less separating these two teams. And that can swing in a matter of a second right there. Now, New Era, 14 and 15. Counterfeit, it's just going back and forth right now. And neither team really being the team that comes out ahead.
Oh boy, I love Terror Kevin's name. That's really the combination of the normal and the supernatural. For Vol is done. It's Stress and now God meeting up with Stress at the top of the score, making use of the commander again. Of course, we mentioned before, we've got the imp now in play amongst, of course, the usual barrage of grenades coming out. So perhaps the commander won't see quite as much success as we've seen before.
I'm a huge fan of the imp. I always like the one-shot, one-kill possibilities of that weapon. And I feel like the whole idea of having an explosive round is pretty damn cool. It's working out pretty well as for now, too, for these two teams. YOLO, having found 5 kills already with that imp, is certainly landing those shots.
Vol is done, taking a more defensive posture outside the main building, defending the steps. A very common tactic amongst the teams once they get the advantage. One of a pretty good defensive area. There are approaches from the side, but if you're locked into the bottom left-hand corner of the map, you can at least know that you can either, people either come from the north or they come up from the east or the right. For Vol is done. They're building on that lead slowly as we cross the halfway point of our first Grand Finals match.
And New Era are falling quite far behind here in the second half of this game. Counterfeit 5 kills behind so far. It's not looking good at all. And you must say that Vol here in the first game would get a lot of momentum to work with. At least it is needed, because we saw how when they lost game number 2 and game number 3 in their semi-final, they kind of fell apart. So I must say, I think these guys, they need that momentum to work with.
Stress just about surviving the grenade as New Era. I think they are managing to catch up now. I think Vol will have to change up their strategy a little bit, or maybe not, as they win out that last exchange pretty convincingly. 3 ahead for now, but I think it's anything but a done deal. A lot of time left on the clock, a lot of potential kills as well.
And I wouldn't mind seeing a few more kills. I'm not a big fan of running the clock down, but sometimes that is a fair strategy when you just want to pull back and force your enemy to come to you and make them, and then force them to make the mistakes instead of you overstepping your boundaries and getting cut down.
Shine able to stop that offense before it grows too great from New Era. News will be coming slamming back in again as Terror Kevin runs into the shield of God, but eventually will fall down. Soothie be able to provide the backup though and keep things okay. But Vol's still looking pretty good here as we head into the back half.
However, now Vol up on 42 kills, but New Era just behind them at 40. And this game could very well still swing in the favor of New Era. Now it's completely even, 43-42, 1 minute and 30 seconds left remaining. Can New Era make the comeback, Counterfeit? We're gonna have to wait and see. But so far, Vol making a big push, now at 47. And New Era, they're just completely falling apart now. Wall, one more kill, and they will be done. Stress, can he find it? Yes, he can, and that's going to be a victory of Lords, picking up the first game.
Wow, that was all over so very quickly. fun. They showed us what they were capable of. Certainly very glad of that berth in the finals. Stress started it all off for the team, but then everybody else stepped up. 3 players with 11 kills. And, yeah, very small spread. Only 4 kills between the top and bottom scorers of Victory Laws is done. Eclipse over for New Era, looking pretty good. For a while, Terror was actually the highest scorer, but also with the highest deaths as well. Have to watch out for that in game number 2. Our grand finals will continue in 7 minutes or less, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you then. Welcome back, guys, to our grand finals. Victory of Lords have got that first game win. Now we head to the construction site. Certainly Victory of Lords, they pulled out the ferocity when they needed to. But New Era and Victory of Lords, there's potentially a long way to go before we decide ourselves our grand champions. Let's see how the teams are going to play out the game. So, Kevin, well, Terror Kevin, as they are known, will be trying to push into Victory of Lords, who are operating out of this far corner. So far, though, New Era doing a pretty good job of locking in those kills.
Peter, I have a question for you.
Oh, hello.
Do you think that he could be tried to like wait, actually, let me try and build up my joke. Kevin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he trying to provoke terror in his opponents, since he's a terror, Kevin?
I mean, sure.
Nice.
Wait, was that the joke?
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't really a joke, but like, it's just poor performance, dude.
I'm very confused.
Same. It sounded better in my head. Anyway, New Era, ball. New Era, ahead, ball, behind. 16, 11 kills. Bang, boom, grenades.
Oh, man. We need to get a dealer's voice announcer pack. That'd be pretty sweet. We'll have to see. We'll have to make that happen. Actually, gonna write that down.
I wouldn't mind. But for now, airstrike coming in from New Era. They're looking pretty good here in this game. Only 5 kills ahead, but Vol, as we said, they need that momentum because they lost game number 2 and game number 3 in their own semifinal. But and that's where they looked lackluster when they weren't winning, and now they're looking the same right here as it is New Era who have the momentum and the pressure of being ahead being put onto Vol.
Josh Berger, this doesn't look anything like the game that you play. We are playing on iOS on a iPad Pro. There's a whole bunch of settings you can change graphics-wise. It might be a device-dependent thing, but definitely have a word with Game Loss Support if this looks dramatically different than your regular game. But yes, back to the competition itself. So, for any of you guys who are just tuning in for the first time, we are in the grand finals. New Era versus Vol is done. Vol have got that first game, but it's looking like New Era much more comfortable here on the construction site. So we see Terror Kevin yet to really build up to be perhaps worthy of such a terrifying name. But one day, you know, a little terror, like a kind of like a, you know, like a breeze on the back of your neck when you're walking. One day, you know, maybe we'll be pants sweating terror, maybe.
Sure. However, Vol, they are still behind kind of fit, and with 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to go, time is really running out for these guys. They need to start creating that lead for themselves. They don't want to be behind New Era, but it also goes without saying that New Era, they need to start keeping up with Vol, because they just got 2 kills right there. Vol, without New Era really fighting back, and that's not really what you want to see from a team in the lead.
We saw Stress really leading the Victory of Lords squad in the last game very fiercely before the rest of the team caught on. But yeah, Amenrad, particularly for the side of New Era, picking up some crazy numbers. 13 and 2 so far. YOLO closely behind, so very, very top-heavy New Era score lineup at the moment. If Amenrad can be kept off the field, as they just got their 3rd death of the game, so if they're not in the mix, I think Victory of Lords could catch up.
If the Victory Lords, they can shut him down, and that is obviously a good start. Killing him right there. And as long as New Era, they aren't over the 40 kill mark, then there's not a lot of pressure onto Vol, but with a 35 to 29 difference, we must say that Vol, they still do have quite a lot of pressure on themselves, but they just need to be clean and not die. Right here, 5 kills behind. This is doable. Now 4, and Vol, they are doing pretty well for themselves, but oh no, a disconnect coming in. That's not good.
It's gonna hurt them, I suspect, in the later game. Let's take a look around the map. So, Make is at the back of the map trying to fight for the sniper's nest, while in the central part of the map, it looks like close quarters fighting is the way Victory Lords are going to try and get back into this. Stress down very low, decides to still go forwards. God gets the slack kill through. Victory Lords playing with fire here, but so far, they're just about getting away with it.
It's not over yet, and they are catching back up. New Era, however, now over the 40 kill mark. These guys, 10 more kills and they will be done. So now Vol, they really need to be clean and not give up any kills, because the more kills they give up, the closer they're gonna get to the end here. But now it's 40 to 41, and Vol, they could take game number 2 too as well and put New Era against the wall.
1 minute 30 left to play. Vol managed to catch up with that last exchange. Vol are leaning really heavily on the recon class of that Bramson right now. In close quarters, I think they're going to be very hard to beat.
They certainly will be kind of fit, but you have to say right here that they still do have that man disadvantage, so it's not a good sign for them at all. Stress finds 1 kill right there, puts a Vol up with a 1 kill lead. Now they're falling back. Now they know that with a man disadvantage, they need to have the defender's advantage and just be ready for New Era to come to them. So they fall back and they defend this very small area, but a bomber is being deployed.
This could change the game as it's going to come across. New Era, I imagine they probably still... Oh, wow. Okay, wait a sec. Oh, God. Snuck around and stole a kill for themselves, but New Era fire back. Managing to equalize. It's going to be down to the wire. I suspect as Stress and Drennick grab 2 for themselves.
44 to 47. This is so close. This is so close between the two teams. We have 23 seconds left, and it's 47 to 48. 2 more kills for Vol, but 3 kills for New Era. It's just a big push coming in. And now Vol, they found 1 more kill, and this could very well be it. Vol, they could take game number 2 right here, and they're gonna do it. What a comeback from Vol, picking themselves up from so far behind and pushing themselves all the way to a second game victory.
Really nicely done. It looked like New Era's game for such a long time. We saw Vol Shine showing up into the YouTube chat saying they got disconnected. But yeah, all credit to Vol. They've managed to not only recover the game with a person disadvantage on the team, but are now 1 step away from calling themselves champions. Guys, you do not want to miss this game number 3 coming up. This could well be the decider. Match point for New Era and Vol is done. Coming up in just a few minutes' time, the grand finals could well be over. We'll see you there. Alright guys, welcome back to the grand final. Vol is done. Surprised everybody with a last second reprieve to put them up 2-0. One more will make them our champion, but oh boy, D-List, it was a very close thing last time round.
It certainly was, and now Vol, they have New Era up against the wall. New Era, they cannot lose a single game anymore, so they're gonna have to win Conversion, they're gonna have to win Scramble, and they're gonna have to win Museum in order to get the first place spot. And they looked so good for the entirety of that last game, but it was just towards the late half of the second half where it all fell apart, and Vol, they took complete control over the game.
Does merit an examination of the difference in approach here. So for New Era, they've got multiple snipers, a recon, and a couple of assaults. Whereas we're seeing heavies being favored by Vol is done here, along with a decent mix of other classes as well. We'll see how that works out long term. Right now, New Era, they fell behind momentarily, but they have recovered themselves pretty darn well. And a lot of that's down to Aminrad again, who we've seen perform some pretty good stuff so far during this series.
Yep, well, that is a true counterfeit, and well, Aminrad is doing quite well here to begin with as well. 4-3 in terms of kill and deaths. Maybe if he can step it up just a tiny bit for his team, then they would have a better shot at getting a victory right here, as you cannot rely on a single guy, but you also want to have a top fracker coming out for your team.
Aminrad playing it out pretty cautiously, waiting in the shadows for Vol is done to show their face. But you're right, having their highest scoring player kind of playing a more supportive role could come back to bite New Eras. It's a very, very close game. Vol is done. You can see them up at the top of the map, swarming around. Do actually get picked off though, as Make tries to get around and over New Era to maybe access some of the sniper backline.
Well, if you can shut down the snipers, then that is always a good start to remove the support from a team. Vol, they are behind 4 kills, but we've seen them in this situation before. And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, they have plenty of time to turn this around.
I'm not sure I'm liking this strategy from Victory of Lords, actually, that are trying to access the backline of New Era, because if you've been keeping a close eye on the map, guys, we've seen several Victory of Lords members kind of go towards the south side of the map and just get instantly taken out. I think that might be finally about to change, as there we go, Make finishes off the job. Now New Era are forced out onto the main map in general. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more running and gunning from here on out.
And well, MC5 is a lot about running and gunning, and then looking over towards Vol, they do have a lot of assaults and a lot of heavies, so that could work out pretty well for them. Right here, Mackie coming in with that Bramson as a 5 kill and 2 deaths, so doing quite well for himself here in this first half of this game. And now that we're reaching 3 minutes and 45 seconds, it's about Vol. It's about time where they tend to change things around.
Yes, definitely the experience of Vol coming into play in these later games, or later parts of the game where lesser teams might fall apart, especially when behind. But Victory of the Lords, they're the ones in the lead right now. Dranic with that Bramston, that SMG doing a fantastic job of keeping the kills flowing in with 3 minutes left to play. Victory of the Lords threatening to end the finals here and now.
Victory of Lords now ahead by 3 kills, and you know it kind of fit New Era. It's going to be very hard for them to make this comeback. Victory of Lord, they have this momentum rolling. They are on fire. And New Era, they need to win. They cannot give up, but they're just falling behind.
Trying to operate as a unit on New Era, but it does put them all in danger. The rewards are great, but the risks are as well. And I think New Era are going to have to start taking more risks if they're going to survive through this game and all the games to come. As you said, D-List, a reverse sweep has to be here for New Era if they're going to become our champions.
Well, now, Vol is so close to the 40 kill mark. That is where it really becomes important for the team to fight back. And now with airstrikes coming in, at least New Era, they're getting some military support. But right here, you can see a big problem. Vol, they're teaming up onto just a single member from New Era, and that means that at the best you can trade 1 for 1, but you're still gonna give up a kill. And Victory of Lord, they need every kill that they can get right here, as they just inch a single spot closer to 50 kills.
We've always seen Victory Lords as a trendsetter. We saw them before employing the runaway, just fools your strategy, which worked so well in the previous round. This time, the old dog pile put many members versus one. Seems to be working pretty darn well, as we got Make, the current score leader, along with Drainik, but does get taken out at the last part. Amenrad, I believe, is still the top fragger for New Era. Could look to try and save as the last few moments of this third game come in.
Oh, it's so close. 40, 40, 45 counterfeit. Vol, they're so close that they can taste it, but New Era, they need this. Now is not the time to make a mistake. It's 46 to 46, 47 to 47. It's so close.
Suthi with the shred of their own, dancing around outside. There's so little time left, and it doesn't seem like God is at all worried. Moving forward to try and get those pick-off kills. Vol is done. They could fall back and play defensively here. I think they're waiting for New Era to come to them. God hooking up with the rest of the team. You can see on the map, New Era are just below where God is standing right now.
Here comes God. Trying to see if he can find someone, but Mackie also there will be going down, so suddenly it's tied up. But one more kill for Vol and they will tie up the tournament right here and they will be done. So looking for some frag grenades, looking for some easy cheeky kills.
We can see the health pack has been dropped in the very center of the map by New Era. It gives them a place to fight around because they'll get the regen, but Victory
Vol,
of
they get
Lord,
it.
They get that final kill, and they are done with a clean 3-0, but it was not at all a one-sided series.
Oh my god, Vol, they're able to take the game, to take this series 3-0, but it came so close for New Era to start their comeback. I could have believed in that comeback, counterfeit, but nonetheless, Vol, they come in today as the better team here against New Era.
Very well done to them. Let's take a look across. Some real impressive performance. Amenrad in particular from New Era. I think, yes, the highest scoring member in the game by some, by a good margin. We don't see the assists on the scoreboard. I'm assuming that's where the rest of the scores come from. But yeah, the support after the buff in the latest patch certainly picking up in popularity. But that's it for us this week, guys. We will be back next week with, I believe, our PC weekly tournament as well as our normal blue and red iOS tournament. So PC players, we hope to see you back here next week. If you haven't already, please do give Modern Combat a follow on whatever platform you happen to be watching it on. And dealers, if the fine folks at home would like to hear more of your dulcet tones, where should they be looking?
Well, probably on this stream every Saturday and Sunday. But also you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at DeedlessCasts. That is with an S at the end.
You can find my good self at CounterFitCasts. And again, I'll thank you to our admins for today, Aviator Feature, Danny W and Hexagon, all helping out to give us a very smooth ride through the tournament. Thank you guys so much for dropping by, and we'll see you all next week.